Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have a very exciting one. That's because behind me I have the 2025 Chevy Blazer EV SS, or the long-awaited performance-oriented variant of the Blazer EV. Now, I can't believe that it's been over 2 years now since I saw the very first prototype iterations on display at the 2023 Chicago Auto Show. I met Corey from Garage Talk standing next to the prototype at the show, and they finally are arriving at dealerships as we speak, at least the very early ones. Now, these are still built in Mexico, so we'll have to see how that plays out with tariffs or any production disruptions of this vehicle. But anyways, this one's here. I just got back from my very first driving review video. So make sure you guys check out that dedicated video. I will post either before or after this one. I'm trying to try to get this content out as soon as possible because I think there's literally like none of these available or no content on YouTube yet. So want to be one of the very first ones. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And anyways, in today's video, we're simply going to do a walk around tour of this beautiful iridescent pearl one seen behind with the red Evotex interior. Probably the spec that I would personally order one of these vehicles in if I were to do it, and see what you get basically in the SS variant. Comes mostly fully loaded, and I honestly think it's a relative performance bargain in the EV space for the low $60,000 price point in which this vehicle starts at. So without further ado, let's not waste time. See what this one has to offer for just over $65,000, including destination. So take a look at the EV SS in front of us. This one's finished in the iridescent pearl exterior with the red Evotex leatherette on the inside. Now, of course, the SS comes standard with the two-tone paint. So you have the black metallic roof, the body color accents, and then more gloss black and dark gunmetal gray accents for the ground effects and the body kit that does differentiate the SS from, of course, the RS and especially the LT. So starting at the front end, you will find the more premium LED lighting signature also shared with the RS. So this is going to be the full width daytime running light and dynamic accent light, which of course has walk away and walk up functions, helps with the charging or state of charge, and of course is the LED turn signals on the outer portions of the headlamp assembly. Projector LED headlights for both the low and high beam, mostly gloss black grille, as you can see in this portion right here, with some different styling versus that of the RS and the LT, especially when you look at the front lip finish in that dark gunmetal gray. Looks awesome. Front, rear, side parking sensors, 360 surround view camera system. You of course have the radar for the standard hands-free Super Cruise on applicable roadways. Make sure you guys check out the driving review because I discovered something new about Super Cruise just today. It's working on 2-lane back roads, which I did not expect. But there's going to be a look at the camera, gloss black grille, and of course the most important red SS badge to signify that this one is indeed the performance variant. Now, coming out to the side profile, there's going to be more SS specific bits, but including the gloss black cladding, which is also shared with the RS. But if you look at the wheel and tire setup and behind what's the wheel and tire, those are going to be the SS bits I'm talking about. So you have the nice, I believe this is a black metallic, maybe carbon flash with the machined face, 22-inch alloy wheel wrapped in a 275/40 22-inch Michelin Primacy all-season tire. You can get a summer tire available for an additional charge. And then behind there, you have the SS specific Brembo brake calipers in a very subtle gold, kind of a sand metallic, if you will, more gold than sand, but does have the red SS branding on that. And then you can see a little white Brembo decal just below that. Not sure the exact size, but they are going to be beefed up and much larger than that of the regular Blazer EV trim levels for the performance capabilities that this vehicle has to offer. You also have unique suspension and damper tuning for this vehicle, and the charge port is still located on the front fender. And unfortunately, it still uses the CCS charge port connector on the vehicle, so you will have to use the included and provided adapter by GM. If you want to use Tesla Supercharger Network, there is the ambient LED light for nighttime or low light situations. And the power flap is still a little bit on the slower side, although it might be a little bit sped up. Anyways, do keep that in mind while purchasing this vehicle. Now, in terms of the battery capacity and the charge speed, it does get the larger 102 kilowatt hour battery pack that enables 190 kilowatt DC fast charge speeds from the RS rear wheel drive. So it is the largest, highest capacity battery pack any Blazer EV currently, and has the fastest charging speeds, which really aren't all that fast. Gloss black mirror caps, body color on the bottom, cameras for that 360 camera system, Heated mirrors, auto dimming here on the driver's side and the interior mirror, and blind spot detection is standard. Proximity entry on all 4 door handles, which is always nice to see. And here on the side profile, look at that beautiful paint, two-tone, ground effects down below. Oh yeah, this thing looks the part for sure. Now coming around to the back end, another SS exclusive bit is going to be the tail light color accent. So these are going to be the clear LED tail lamps, so they're not going to be red tinted or anything like that. Of course, will illuminate red. You have your turn signals, turn signals, running light, and brake light up top. Reverse lights are going to be located in the rear bumper with your rear park assist sensors. More of that gunmetal gray accent ground effect with rear diffuser. Blazer badging, black bow tie, cameras for the backup camera as well as the digital rear camera mirror, all-wheel drive SS badging, and of course your little baby wiper for the relatively small amount of glass that this vehicle has at the back. So yeah, this thing looks awesome. Gloss black roof rails up top. This one is optioned with the panoramic sunroof, which is one of the standalone items you can add for an additional charge. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below of this color combination and the spec. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before diving onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The EV-SS comes mostly fully loaded from that of the other trim levels, including the Bose Audio, the higher capacity 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack. You have the Brembo front brakes that I mentioned, Super Cruise as standard, power heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and the list really does go on. Now the only additional options pretty much this one does have included is the optional panoramic sunroof for $14.95, iridescent pearl for $9.95, all-weather floor liners for $375, and the dual-level charge cord for $295, which brings the total MSRP including destination to $65,155. So take a look on the interior. This one is optioned with the beautiful red Evotex interior, but there is going to be a more black and accented color interior also available if you don't want to go all out. Now starting out here on the door panel, this is going to be very similar to that of the RS with the red interior also. So you have the black uppers with the red accents, red Evotex padded armrest, power windows, mirrors, and locks with just the driver's side being the automatic up-down, power folding mirrors. We have this carbon fiber S trim around the 2-position memory driver's seat, silver door handle pull with the power liftgate, and that Bose premium audio system, which I'm glad is standard. Coming to the driver's seat, this is going to be a fully powered driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar, unfortunately not 4-way. And the seats themselves are going to be fully Evotex red, perforated, no black accents, SS embossed here in the upper headrest. And then take a look at the dashboard. Once again, this is very similar to the RS variants. So here in the interior of the EV-SS, this is going to be very familiar with just some small tweaks to some of the software and the functionality behind the scenes, but overall interior very similar to the RS variants. So in front of the driver, you're going to find the 11-inch fully digital gauge cluster that is controlled here on the steering wheel, as well as via the main infotainment screen. Now you can see immediately I have one of the items here on the left side is the G-force meter that I believe is specific to the SS trim level currently. But outside of that, you have your stated charge and range here on the left-hand side, your current power output on the right, digital speed readout, range over there at the bottom left, and then we have a gear selection and an audio on the right side. Now pressing the steering wheel button, you can go ahead and shuffle things around. Here's a more traditional speedometer on the left, tachometer power output meter on the right. Google Maps, of course, can be placed here in the middle. And then pressing it one more time brings you to your Super Cruise driver assistance technologies. You have a clean layout, which minimizes the amount of stuff. And then finally going back to the main screen that we started on, that is kind of going to be the main default startup. Now coming back to the steering wheel, you can see it does have the Super Cruise technology built in with your LED indicator up top, your facial recognition monitor right behind there. It is going to be the same steering wheel overall flat bottom design as the RS, except you do have the SS, dark chrome accent here at the very bottom. Super Cruise, adaptive cruise, distance setting on the left side. Right, you have your heated steering wheel, the gauge cluster controls, audio multimedia, some of the phone controls, and on the back you do have your one pedal, or I should say the regen pedal, which is on-demand regen, and then toggles for the infotainment, tune, and volume. It does have rain sense wipers here on the left side. There's your gear shift selection on the right side of the column. And then taking a look to the left of the steering wheel, electronic parking brake, lane keep assist on off, automatic vehicle hold, gauge dimming, manual tilt telescopic steering column, and the same vent design as the RS with out in front of the driver. You have the color heads-up display which you can configure and change a little bit of how that functions, its position. Now coming over here to the infotainment system, this of course is going to be just over the 17-inch diagonally measured infotainment system with wireless Android, or excuse me, no wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, none of that at all, but it does have the Google integration, Alexa built in, and Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. Also, automatic hands-free parking assist, ambient lighting. You have the 360 cameras, as I mentioned, which you can pull up over there. Takes up some of the screen, not the most. Wish it was a little bit bigger. But you do have drive mode selection, which specific to the SS, you get the wide open watts mode right there, a dedicated Z mode, which you can configure and customize right there. So you have steering, brake, acceleration, motor sound, and competitive mode on off. Traction control will be turned off. Electronic stability control will be reduced for optimal vehicle performance. So pretty darn cool that they allow you to do all that. One pedal drive over there, my mode, similar amount of customization. And then you have snow, ice, sport, and normal drive modes for all of your daily duties. Headlight controls are all controlled over here. Traction control, vehicle off, things like that. Also going to be digital. Dual zone automatic climate control, heated ventilated front seats on the screen, as well as some hard touch physical buttons down below. AC vents right there. Of course, we have the large storage bin with USB ports. Looks like down here we have, of course, the additional storage that goes way deep back there. Two decently sized cup holders. Same key fob as the other variants. Doesn't even say SS on it, just has the black Chevy logo on the back. And we have our wireless charging pad. Inside here, more USB-C and a 12-volt outlet. And then up top, we have our black headliner, vanity illumination, digital camera mirror, overhead power sunroof controls because this one is optioned with it, SOS, OnStar, all that good stuff. And there is that panoramic sunroof, which is probably an option I would tick, but you can leave that out if you don't want all of the performance, or I should say the weight up top for extra additional performance. So take a look at the Blazer rear seat. Materials are pretty much all gonna fall through here from the front. So you have door panel, mostly the same, except for this upper is gonna be hard touch plastics. Still have the padded armrest, good amount of door storage. Taking a look at the seats, those are also the Evotex perforated. And then stepping inside, this is one of the biggest benefits of the Blazer, especially over the Equinox, is the rear seat amenities and space. So there's a quick look at the front dashboard. And then out back, we have two AC vents, USB-C charging, heated rear seats in the outboard positions, one mat pocket on the passenger side. And then this is not quite my exact driving position, but it's pretty darn close. And you can see I have like 8 to 10 inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below. The seats are nicely padded and pretty darn comfortable. And headroom, even with the sunroof, I have about maybe an inch, inch and a half of headroom. So I still have plenty to get comfortable. These are 2-position recline rear seats, so you can kind of choose between the 2 default positions. 60/40 split folding. We do have a center armrest with 2 cup holders. And yeah, I mean, that is pretty much gonna be it. I wouldn't hesitate to sit back here for a number of hours, and thanks to the pretty comfortable soft suspension on this vehicle, I don't think, you know, a long distance trip would be that harsh or, you know, hard to do in this vehicle. Now take a look at trunk space behind the second row seats. Of course, we have that hands-free power liftgate. And then behind the second row seats, depending on how you have them positioned, you can see there is ample amount of room for cargo and you know, additional items you want to may store or haul inside. LED lighting on both the left and right hand side. This one does have the cargo tray or the cargo mat accessories, and then here behind the, or I should say underneath the floor, you have some of the towing accessories, additional underfloor storage, and there you can see just the large deep well that usually the level 2 dual charge cord will come in, but you can store that elsewhere inside the vehicle. But really a good amount of space, and once again, the seats do fold down 60/40 split if you need a little bit of additional length. Wrapping up here on the passenger front seat, you will still find the exact same adjustments as the driver's side over here with 2-way lumbar, so that is always nice to see. There's a look at the dashboard. A little bit of carbon fiber black trim right there. The glove box is damped. Does have LED illumination inside and is a pretty usable size. You can see Looks like just a small amount of literature here in this particular vehicle, but overall that is going to be a look at the interior, very similar to the fully loaded RS variants. But let's go ahead and pop the hood, see what's powering this vehicle, as well as any additional storage space that might be under here, and wrap up this video. So under the hood here at the front end of the Blazer EV SS, you can see there's actually no plastic whatsoever, and you can just see right into the front motors and some of the other electronics that are going to be found in this vehicle, including the 12 volt located right there. Now, what's so special about this vehicle is it puts out 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque via the wide open Watts drive mode, and a 0 to 60 time that Chevrolet claims of 3.4 seconds. So this is not only more than double the horsepower of the RS all-wheel drive variant and just under double the pound-feet of torque, but this should enable basically a 50% reduction in 0 to 60 time from those other vehicles. And overall, like I said, check out that driving review of my first raw reaction, because this thing is very fun to drive and a huge improvement over those other models, including the all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, which I have also driven. But yeah, overall, very cool. Like I said, 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack, EPA rated range of 303 miles, according to the window sticker over there, and 190 kilowatt DC fast charging, although the charging curve on these vehicles, at least from what we've seen thus far, is not particularly great. So if you are taking those cross-country road trips, don't expect this to be the quickest charging vehicle out there. But I think on a daily driver basis, if you can charge this at home on level 2 equipment, this thing would be an absolute hoot to live with. So that's going to do it here for this quick walk-around tour of the 2025 Chevy Blazer EV SS. And I can't believe I am finally able to make this video. Like I said, over 2 years ago, I laid my eyes first on the prototype iterations. Of course, Chevy has announced this vehicle pretty much over 2 years ago now, and it's finally available to purchase. Now, there is some uncertainty as to what will happen in terms of pricing and availability, as I mentioned, with tariffs and whatnot that are impending and or currently in place. It's kind of unknown, wild ride right now, so make sure you guys stay tuned with the latest news from whatever media outlet you pay attention to. And of course, yeah, just, if you want one of these, I would say probably go ahead and purchase one sooner rather than later. It is available for the $7,500 federal tax credit, pending that's still available when you want to purchase this vehicle. But I think for the low $60,000 price point, for the performance it's offering, it's not a hardcore performance EV, but it is a significant improvement and maybe a good middle ground for a lot of people out there that don't necessarily want, all of the performance attributes that you can get for a little bit more expensive or more money, say with the Ioniq 5N, or even more aggressive, more expensive EVs from that of the German brands and whatnot. So for $65,000, as this one's equipped, I think it is a relatively good deal, especially when you can throw in that $7,500 EV tax credit and any additional state incentives or regional incentives you may qualify for, brings the price down even further. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this vehicle down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, check out that dedicated first drive video. There's some very raw reactions in there that might be funny to watch, but overall I think GM did a good job with this vehicle. I think it improves my opinion of Blazer, or it might just be the one that I'd recommend out of the entire lineup, to be honest, if you're not getting one of the least expensive ones, because the RS all-wheel drive and the RS rear-wheel drive aren't particularly interesting to me per se for the price point that those come in at. I know you can get significant discounts, but depreciation is pretty hefty on these vehicles. So just after a year, year and a half, they're way down in value, assuming you didn't lease it. So yeah, just keep all that in mind. But I think if I were to look at a Blazer at all, it'd probably be this one right here. Maybe spec'd a little bit differently, maybe not. I think this one looks absolutely fantastic, and I don't think you can go wrong for the performance for the dollar. Anyways, like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.